Hello, everybody, and welcome along to Sportsbet TV with me, Paul Alster, as I look ahead to action coming up over the Christmas period at Boxing Day and also on the 27th. There is so much great racing going on over the Christmas period, and I've just got a couple of selections for you to take a look at and consider. If you're new to the service, please press the subscribe key. It's absolutely free here. That's just below this screen, the subscribe button. And I'm always looking for odds that are going to give you an opportunity to bet each way. It makes finding winners that much tougher, of course, because I'm invariably looking at decent handicap races, often with big fields. But when we do hit the target, or indeed get a good place runner, it invariably is well worth having. Now, as well as the two selections here at Sportsbet, you may well be interested, and it will be a very good time to sign up and join me at my Out in Front service, which is absolutely flying at the moment. We had 150 plus double the Saturday before last, and last Saturday, 18 to 1 winner amongst our just three selections, as there were last Saturday, due to non runners. So things are really flying, and plenty of good price winners and placed horses in the last few weeks. And I'm going to be tipping virtually every day between Boxing Day and into the new year. So if you want to get great value for money, you can find the link to sign up, and that is in the description box just below this screen. Now, two selections for you this week. There are a couple last week. Things didn't really go our way last week. It was one of those weeks. I'm hoping it's going to be rather better here. Now, my first selection for you is on Boxing Day itself, and I take you across the water to Leopardstown, where the 145 race is the 2 mile auctions novices handicap hurdle. This is a £20,000 contest. They're saying the going is going to be yielding to soft. So, they'll be getting their toe in, that's for sure, but not massively testing ground. And 18 runners go to post. Now, this is a devilishly difficult race because this is for horses who are generally unexposed in handicaps. Many of them have been running in maidens. Some of them are having a first mark in a handicap, and there'll be plenty of plots afoot. Now, it's not at all a surprise to see that the two, at the time of this recording, who are heading the market as of Christmas Eve, are both owned by JP McManus, one of the most successful gamblers in racing history. And he's got Powerful, trained by Jesse Harrington, and Philip Dempsey's Jacko Star. Powerful is just favourite at around 9 to 2. He was a winner on the handicap debut at Punchestown, but he didn't have a lot to spare. He won by a short head and has gone up £7 for that. On heavy ground, this is a better surface. I don't think that'll bother him. But as I say, he just scrambled home at Punchestown, and he's going to have to improve nicely again to see off a bigger and possibly stronger field, including Jacko Star in the same ownership, who was fourth of 16 at Gowran Park and gave the impression that there was a little bit more to come from him. He's got an opening handicap mark of 109. Now, another horse that was a winner last time out, and on this occasion, it was in a handicap chase for mares only, is True Testimony, trained by Ian Donoghue, Keith Donoghue on board. She won at Fairyhouse over 2.5 miles. It's very interesting. They're dropping her back to 2 miles here, and they're trying to exploit an £11 lower mark over hurdles. So they obviously feel they've got her in form, but whether she'll be quite as capable at this shorter trip in this different discipline, I'm not so sure. Spinola Bay is interesting for a yard that's been going terrifically well of late. Gordon Elliott and stable jockey Jack Kennedy is on board. This one won at Navan on his handicap bow. That was just 12 days ago on the 14th of December. Won comfortably by 2.5 lengths. Has gone up £8. There was more in the locker, no doubt about it. And I think he's going to be there or thereabouts. And amongst a host of other horses with chances, Peter Fahy's Atomic Queen was a 5-length winner in maiden company last time out. Comes into this handicap off an opening mark of 115. Henry de Bromhead has got one called Freddie Robdal, who was only beaten a short head at Thurles in November and was second at the same track a week later. £4 higher here, but not at all without a chance. And the other one is one for Johnny Fogarty, which is Banno Blaze. And this one ran at Wexford and won in October off 104, was a good second when, believe it or not, was sent off a shade of odds on in a handicap at Cork a month ago. Was beaten 5.5 lengths, might have caught a bit of a tartar that day and was conceding £26 to the winner as well. So certainly wasn't disgraced. And they've got a £7 claimer on board to try and balance the book, so to speak. But the horse that has caught my eye in this race, well, this is one trained by Henry de Bromhead, who I think could have a very good time of things during the Christmas period. The horse is called the Store Boy. It's trained by Henry and the mount of Dara O'Keefe. Now, this is a 5-year-old having his first run in a handicap, having had 3 runs to qualify a mark, all of them in maiden hurdles. The first of them was in May on his racecourse debut at Tremor, where he was a very respectable third, beaten 3.5 lengths in a maiden hurdle. And then first time back after the summer break, he was third again to the big clubman at Wexford over 2 miles. Probably just needed the run. And then last time they stepped him up in trip, tried him at 2.5 miles at Navan in testing ground, and he did run well for a long way in a 22-runner field, but there's no doubt about it, in my view, watching the race a few times, he didn't appear to get home, particularly on that very testing ground. So I'm pleased to see he's coming back here to the 2 miles, and judged on his previous 2 efforts and on how well he travelled for so long at Navan, I think he could go really well here off an opening mark of 113. And the best early price on offer is the 15 to 2 available with Bet365. So the Store Boy, each way available at 15 to 2 with Bet365. Plenty of places on offer as well. They're betting 5 places, I think it is. You'll have to check that out. 4 or certainly 4, but very possibly 5 places for the Store Boy, as they keep often moving around the place terms, as I'm sure you're very well aware, depending on how the markets shape up. So that's the Store Boy, my selection for you on Boxing Day. Now, the day after, Saturday, of course, we all lose track of what day it is over the Christmas period, but the day after is the Saturday, and we go to Chepstow for the 250, which of course is the Welsh Grand National, sponsored by Corals. 3.75 miles, soft ground, good to soft in places. It may dry out a little bit as well. Now, we don't have the final declarations in at the time of this recording, but we're pretty hopeful that most of the market principles are going to stand their ground. Jubilee Express is the one that is currently favoured at a breast priced at 5 to 1 for Sam Thomas. I expect he will take his chance. He won the Grand National Trial over just short of 3 miles here. That was 21 days ago and carries a £4 penalty, and he's well in on that. He was second in the race as well last year to Val Dancer. So there's no doubt at all that Jubilee Express will stay, and he looks sure to run a very decent race. Rock My Way is another one who I would expect to be declared. He was a good winner at Ascot over very nearly this trip. That was 5 weeks ago, where he beat Lord Accord by 11 lengths, has gone up £9. I think he'll be thereabouts for Tizard and Brendan Powell. And of course, it'll be great to see Mr. Van Gogh run. If he gets the nod, will Sarah Bradstock let him run if the ground is drying out? He's a horse that we know has to have it really testing to be at his very best, although significantly over 4 miles, 2 furlongs at Uttoxeter last March on good to soft ground. He won the Midlands National, but that was off a £9 lower mark. He also ran, as I'm sure you know, a brilliant race at Aintree in the Beecher Chase, where he gave a stone and was beaten just a short head by Twig. He's a wonderful old-fashioned type of chaser, Mr. Van Gogh. I don't think anybody would begrudge him the win, but will he be as effective if the ground dries out? And of course, Haiti Couleurs for Welsh-based trainer Rebecca Curtis with the champion jockey on board, Sean Bowen. It's going to be a popular order. He didn't run his race for whatever reason at Haydock last time out in the Betfair Chase, but he'd won a 3-mile handicap hurdle the time before that at Newbury. And of course, he ended last season with brilliant wins at the Cheltenham Festival over this trip. And then, of course, he won the Irish National off 141. He's still on a lot of people's shortlist for the Grand National at Aintree in April. I think we can expect a bit of a revival from him this time. I don't think he'll be far away. Nor will O'Connell. And O'Connell is one that, if the selection doesn't run, he would be my next best because he's trained by an informed team of Joel Parkinson and Sue Smith. He's got Danny McMenamin on board. He's carrying just a £4 penalty for a really impressive win at Sandown 3 weeks ago, where he ran away with the London National, stayed on really powerfully. This is a horse who I think has got his best days still ahead of him, and I think he'll be quite a tough nut to crack, O'Connell. So he's the one that would be my selection if my choice does not run. And I certainly hope he does run because Collector's Item is the horse I like here. He's trained by John Joe and AJ O'Neill and the mount of Kevin Brogan. Now, Collector's Item represents a yard that shut down for a few weeks in early December and late November. There was something wrong with the horses. I don't know what it was, some sort of a virus. Very tough thing to do to completely stop the horses going to the races. But it's turned out to have been a really shrewd move because they were given time to get over whatever was ailing them. And in the last week or so, the O'Neill's horses have been absolutely flying. And it's to the credit of Collector's Item that he ran so well first time out at a time when the stable's horses just weren't right. He still ran a great race, second to Jubilee Express, who, of course, is the horse that is the current favourite. He was beaten 2.5 lengths on that occasion. And I think, given the stable form at the time, that was a really noteworthy effort. They're taking him on again, slightly better off at the weights. He's a horse who stays well. He won at Wincanton in January off nearly 3 miles, 3 furlongs in the Somerset National. And he also is well suited by decent ground. So if the ground dries out, it will certainly suit Collector's Item. And at 12 to 1 at the moment, at the time of this recording, each way for 4 places, with the likes of Corals and Ladbrokes, I think Collector's Item is going to give you a great run for your money. One I haven't mentioned, but that's because I think he may not run because of the drying ground, is Intense Raffles, who is my long-term hope for the Grand National at Aintree. If it was soft ground, if there's a burst, he's going to have a massive chance despite top weight, but I'm just not sure he'll be as effective if he does run, and I just wonder if they might just wait for another opportunity elsewhere. Not that there are too many opportunities for a horse of his class running over these marathon distances. So for me, it's Collector's Item with O'Connell as my next best in the race. Whatever you're going to back over the Christmas period, I hope you have a really good time and lots of fun with your bets. But most importantly, I want to wish you a really Merry Christmas and a very happy, healthy, peaceful, and prosperous 2026. Bye bye for now.